I played rugby for a long time, so we were in a rugby tournament and we were supposed to lose, and we won a game that we weren't supposed to win, so we couldn't start our post-game activities. So a couple guys were going to go take the police test. One of them's dad was a commander, so we all said, well, okay, we'll go take the police test. So we all went and took the police test, and about almost 2 years later, I got a phone call that my name had come up on the list, and I had honestly forgotten about it. And I was a grocery clerk at Cala Foods, and I was paying my own way at USF, and then I wasn't really getting great grades. And I just said, well, I'll do that for a while until I kind of get my bearings, and then I'll go to law school, and then I'll be a lawyer. And that was 33 years ago. We were one of the first police departments to have women. We were one of the first police departments to have a female chief. It's just on and on and on. I mean, there are so many things that we do here that it's just really about, if it's commonsensical, I'll try it. I mean, certainly our approach with children, the emphasis we put on actually getting kids jobs. Most people wouldn't think any of this stuff is base police work, but I think it's all police work. And then, you know, some of the crime fighting that we do, you know, using social media, putting police officers in the opposing team's jerseys for NFL games for better fan behavior is now a best practice in the NFL. That started here just a couple years ago. I mean, on and on and on. Very proud of this police department. Marijuana has been decriminalized for the state of California. It was in 2010. And obviously in San Francisco, marijuana enforcement's not one of our highest priorities on a personal use. Really, nor is the enforcement of personal use narcotics enforcement. Again, we're more focused on sellers who prey upon the sick, and then we think that those people that are using narcotics are sick and are better treated as a public health issue. That's pretty much the way we look at narcotics, and that's coming from an old narcotics guy. I was in narcotics for better than 10 years. And I can tell you, since 1981, on just a personal use for marijuana, I can't ever remember going to court. So we have not been a city that's punished people for personal use of marijuana in probably 3 decades. On the other side of that is the federal law when it comes to civil liberties, right? So we have very strict rules here upon the police department on how we are with regard to First Amendment rights and surveillance and our Joint Terrorism Task Force in the post 9/11 era. And what we do in that instance is, since our rules are far more restrictive on the police department in favor of First Amendment rights and constitutional protections, that my officers defer to whatever is more constraining on the officer. So if federal law says you can do X, but San Francisco code or the San Francisco Police Department rules say you must do Y, you have to go with Y. If the federal law is more restrictive, we go with that. So whatever the federal protections are around personal freedoms, in San Francisco, as a city and as a police department, we defer in favor of the person.